Today's video is all about fish pond plants, and I'm at the top of a waterfall on my front display pond at my house. And the reason why I'm here is because this particular Caltha, it's a Marsh Marigold, has just finished flowering, as you can see. The last few flowers are on it. But the reason why I'm down here in the sort of like the undergrowth is because this particular plant, if you don't do anything, the leaves will start to go black in the summer. So what we do with the Caltha Palustris is we do the Chelsea chop. And the Chelsea chop means we chop it back around the Chelsea flower show. So what we actually do is we basically come in here and we chop the plant back to about an inch above the water. If we do the Chelsea chop, we might get a second flourish of flowers in July time. So there we go, we've done the Chelsea chop on a Caltha Palustris. If you want to do some Caltha propagation, this is a good time to split it or let the seeds form, and then you can sow the seeds. You sow the seeds in the green. That means that you don't have to dry them out in a paper bag or anything like that. You just literally simply open the ripe seed pods onto some damp soil, and then you've got lots of little Calthas coming up. So when doing maintenance on Caltha Palustris, you can really give the roots a good hat back and also the foliage. So what I'll do now is I'll propagate these or divide these for you in front of your eyes. And there we go, from that one clump we've got a few extras, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we've got 20 little plants from that one big clump. And what I'm doing today is I'm building a wildlife pond. So these are actually going to go into the wildlife pond, and that video comes out next Friday. So let's go and talk about some more fish pond plants now. So let's talk a little bit more about fish pond plants. Behind us, I'm actually building a wildlife pond, so all of these plants are actually going to go into a wildlife pond. You would do this differently if you were planting up a fish pond or a fish pool. All of these plants come containerized from the garden centre, and a lot of plants in the UK come in small pots, either that or you can get big pots like this, much bigger one. That one there is about the right size for most fish pools. So all of these plants can go up to a third of their foliage in water. So this hairgrass can go up to about a third of its foliage, no problem. But the Primula Rosea, they want their feet wet. They don't want to be submerged in water. So you can pretty much go right up to there, no problem. So what we'll do is we'll put them into a planting pocket. Most fish ponds that we see, you would containerize your plants. So you would need to lift the plant pots up out of the actual pond itself, so they're not drowning. Where a lot of fish pools, you know, you could submerge these no problem and the pot would be actually below the surface. But the marginal plants, they're perfectly fine up to about a third of the foliage. All of these plants here, so we've got variegated iris, this is a pseudacorus. We've also got a variegated camphor, which has got lovely purple flowers. This one's got yellow flowers. We've got some lovely oxygenating plants. I'm actually using these in a waterfall. How interesting would that be in a fish pond, is have some low growing plants in an actual waterfall or a stream. We've got some Serencinas. We've got a couple of different types. We've got forget-me-not, and this is actually a white forget-me-not, and I think that this one would prefer to have a little bit less water than being submerged, but the blue one, it's fine. The Serencinas, they like rainwater, so you can actually grow these out of your pond, but don't give them tap water to drink because they're very sensitive to all of the chemicals and the hardness in tap water. So just water them with rainwater, they're perfectly fine. All of these particular plants are actually hardy, so they'll come back every year. We've also got Lysomachia. A lot of people have this in their garden already. It grows quite rampant. It's got lovely yellow flowers. A lot of people don't like it. I didn't like it for a long time, but now I love it. Since I did my Hampton Court display where I had it trailing down about 18 inches. Fantastic plant. We've also got, at the moment, we've got Juncus Spiralis. What a fantastic, it's corkscrew rush. Lovely, fantastic plant. A nice big pot. Again, in an ecosystem pond, we would take that out up to 1/3 of the foliage, no problem at all. We've also got an evergreen plant here. So Juncus Spiralis is evergreen, so it stays like that all the time. You just need to take off a little bit of dead now and again. This one here is an equisetum. This is actually a big specimen of this particular one. It's a very dwarf one. You've probably seen my other videos when we've got bigger horsetail, but this is basically another small equisetum. It's fantastic, it grows really well. What a fantastic specimen, a real good full pot. I could even break this up and put it into multiple places if I want to, but I think what I'll do is I'll keep it as one big clump. We've also got Lobelia Cardinalis, which is the only pond plant that will go well in water, that's got real good red foliage. There's a couple of cannas and other different water plants, but they're not hardy in the UK. So basically it's a case of this is the one to go to if you want red foliage. And also sometimes it is temperamental. It needs to be in a sheltered spot for it to overwinter. But this has got a fantastic scarlet flower. It grows to about 2 foot tall, sometimes even 80 centimeters. That's almost 3 foot tall. Fantastic plant. So there's a few different plants that we can grow in ponds. So you're talking about zones. So zone 1 is only really wet to their knees or to their thighs, and then you've got the marginals, which is zone 2, about 10 to 15 centimeters, no problem at all. Maybe with the irises, when they grow taller, they can come out. Depends on the size of the plant. If you're putting in small plants, they don't want to drown. You don't want to put them straight underneath because they'll just rot off. Then also you've got deep water marginals, and they grow in much deeper, sort of like 30 to 40 centimeters. Then you've got water lilies, submerged oxygenating plants, and also you've got floating plants that basically float across the top. A lot of people call them floaters or rafting plants. Water lilies. What a fantastic topic that is. I'll do another video about water lilies. Put it in the comment section below. What plant questions have you got? What do you want me to do a showcase on? If you've got any plant questions, put them in the comment section below. And if you're excited about the wildlife pond that I'm building, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week. My name's Mark, the Pond Advisor, and I'm here to support you dream, plan and enjoy ponds and water features. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.